Hello and welcome to GRVextra's preview of the 2013 Line Quality Products Traralgon Cup. Now joined by Simone Fisher. Simone, it's the end of an era for the Traralgon Greyhound Racing Club.
Certainly is, James. It's their 40th running of the Traralgon Cup, but they're looking forward to some redevelopments next year, so this is the last on the current track.
Indeed, and we're going to have a look at the box draw now. It's a fantastic race indeed, Simone, and some prize money these greyhounds have earned is massive.
Just short of $900,000 collectively, so some great dogs engaged on Friday night.
Okay, and here's the box draw now. Looking at the box draw, we have a number 1, Yoda Bale. Simone, pretty impressive heat winner, but it's probably going to find this a bit tougher.
I think the box draw is great for Yoda Bale. He jumped out of box 2 last week, but does look a little bit tougher in this field tonight, James.
So now looking at finalists numbers 2 and 3, Simone, General Destini and Gold Town. It was a match race last week.
It certainly was, and when General Destini found the front, James, you think that he was going to be too strong, a Group 1 winner and 6-time Group Race finalist, but it wasn't to be.
Indeed, very strong at the finish, Gold Town finishing too well as we check out the replay here from last week. Now, as we see, General Destini flew out of the 3, landed a couple of lengths out in front, and many would have thought this was game, set, match, but not to be, Simone. One of your favourites, Gold Town, steaming home to victory.
That's right, James. I love Gold Town. I love his style of racing. He's just such a super hard chaser and such a strong finisher, so certainly deserved to win this heat.
As we see here, General Destini a length and a half, but Gold Town about to descend down the centre and take victory.
And also Noble Bale, they turn no good thing, General Destini. Gold Town's coming at it with every stride and got up Gold Town on the line, beat General Destini.
So wowee, what an impressive win there. Gold Town gunning down General Destini in the concluding stages. We now move along to greyhound number 4, Transcend Time. Simone, former Sydney sider, springed out last week and led all the way.
He did, James. It was his first appearance at Traralgon and he will need to find the lead again this week, I think. Yeah,
he did show really good early pace and he did cop a slight bump early, which probably lost a little bit of momentum, but no doubt he will need to improve on that run last week. Now moving along to a finalist number 5 and probably one of the most important of them all.
Paul Licking.
Indeed, very impressive last week, and we might just have a look at the replay, which also consists of Destini Bale, who was gallant winding up in second spot. So here's the replay, Simone.
He was very impressive, James. He just musters that early pace, doesn't he? Once he hits the ground, he just takes off.
And to show that early pace, leaving Destini Bale behind, a very, very fine sprinter who destroyed a Top Gun field mid-race.
That's right.
That's just outstanding. As we see, just tearing down the back straight here, 5 lengths, maybe 6 lengths in front, and Paul Licking sweeps home the fastest heat winner last week in 29.25.
Bayron Bale, Paul Licking in front, going pretty hard by 4 or 5. Destini Bale tries hard, but Paul Licking by 5 lengths on the line, Destini Bale.
James, Paul Licking, what was impressive also about him, not only his early pace, but his strength at the end. He's really taken to this 500 metre distance after the 400s.
Indeed, a lot of people were suggesting that he would probably struggle at the end of a 500 metre race, but not the other night, just kept on going and really charged clear actually, holding Destini Bale safely. Now we'll move down the box order to number 6, which is Hoover Jack. It's probably going to find this a little bit harder than last week, Simone, but
I think so.
You never know.
You don't know. He's had 13 wins from 25 starts, so an impressive young pup. He has run good time at the Meadows, a 29.78 to date, but this does look a harder task, particularly from box 6.
Yeah, to his credit, he did keep grinding away last week. He was tackled and sort of harassed by Paris Sparks in the early part, but once he got clear, he did really find the line strongly, so was impressive, but once again, it is going to be harder next week. We now move along to greyhound number 8, Peter Rocket. He was pretty impressive last week, but the box draw doesn't play against him.
It hasn't done him any favours, has it? He's very strong. We saw him win out the Horsham Cup, but he had an inside draw on that occasion. Not overly quick early, but he found that opening last week in a 5-dog field. I can't see that happening again this week. Yeah,
too true. He needs to have a little bit of luck early getting across, and he did lead at Sandown a couple of runs ago and pulled up sharply. So there's a couple of causes for concern there, but with a clear run, he probably has to be included to the top 4 or 5 selections in the race.
Certainly. Now let's take a look at the opening market thanks to tab.com.au, James, and no surprises. Paul Licking, the odds-on favourite.
Yes, indeed. Paul Licking, the odds-on favourite at $1.90. As we start with Yoda Bale there at $21, a big price. General Destini, $4.50. Moving down to Gold Town at $8.50. Former Sydney sider Transcend Time at $9, now prepared by Wayne Vassallo. Down to Paul Licking at $1.90, the odds-on favourite. Hoover Jack, one of the roughies, at $26. Destini Bale, $7.50. And Peter Rocket, the Horsham Cup winner, at $8.50.
Can you look past Paul Licking at $1.90, James?
I don't think you can. I think the way he's been racing, the strength he showed last week, surely Paul Licking has to be the one to beat. Now we'll move along to your selection, Simone, for the big one, the Line Quality Products Traralgon Cup.
My numbers are 5, 3 and 2, James. Definitely Paul Licking on top. He's shown that he can do it at both ends of his races. I think he'll get a good run into the race with Transcend Time. If he begins well, I think Paul Licking should just be the greyhound that wins from start to finish.
Yes, I agree, and I'm almost going the same numbers here, Simone. I'm going with 5 on top, Paul Licking. I thought his run last week was tremendous. I think he's clearly the one to beat, breaking that second split record down the back straight last week. Paul Licking on top for me. I'm going General Destini. I think he'll improve on the run last outing, and maybe the Sydney side of Transcend Time into third position. So I'm going 5, 2, 4, and maybe a bit of a roughie. Could be Destini Bale if she can show that Top Gun speed from last year.
Without a doubt.
Okay, so make sure you head down to Traralgon on Friday night. Massive night of racing, the Lion Quality Products Traralgon Cup. I'll be tuning in to RSN for all the coverage. And Simone, I believe you'll be on track.
Live trackside, James, catching up with all the trainers, getting their thoughts on their greyhounds engaged in the final. So it should be a great night of racing.
Indeed. So good luck to all connections. Have an enjoyable night at Traralgon on Friday night, and we'll catch you again soon on GRVextra.